Hello! Hello and welcome. Quick check on the audio from my side. Let's have a quick look. Yep, that should be all right. So hello everybody, it's been a while. If you're from the old guard, you know I've started with Tasker. Posted articles for Pocketables probably 10 years ago. Oh god, I was so young! But yeah, ever since I've been using Tasker, and it's not as pronounced nowadays, mostly because I've got other ways of doing stuff. However, Tasker is still the first application I install on my Android phones, and it's still useful. It's still got profiles. They still just kind of work in the background. But if you're new, Tasker is basically automation app for Android devices. If you're an iPhone user, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Kidding. But there is no equivalent of the app on iPhone, I think. So, with that said, I have a small thing to make on, in Tasker. And in order to do that, I kind of need to sit down and do it. And I thought, I haven't been streaming Tasker in ages, so I thought we're going to mess about with Tasker. I'm going to mess about with Tasker. I'll just live stream it, see what's what. And we will figure it out. I'm probably very rusty now, so don't expect like very sharp tutorial, but I think remember how to do things in Tasker, how to connect it with NodeRED, and how to use it for certain things. I'll tell you in a second exactly what we're going to be doing. But in a tradition of me forgetting things to take, I'm just looking for alternative device I can take to do this, because I think I left the headphones downstairs and I was almost prepared for this, and audio is working and the video is working and everything, and I didn't have problems, and I forgot the headphones, but I'll grab them in a second. So, to be honest with you, since they made the Home Assistant mobile better, I find a lot of things to be Tasker for it. Fair enough, but there is still fair share of things you can do with Tasker, and I like making custom tools in Tasker. So yeah, that's what we're going to be making. So what is the plan? The plan is quite easy. I have a couple of headphones coming up, and I would like to test the batteries. I used to test the batteries. I used to have a Tasker app written for it. And it's not a very complicated app on the surface, but it kind of introduces you to a lot of different things in the process of how to handle Tasker, interconnectivity. So it's a very interesting take. So basically what I want to do, I want to connect to my Bluetooth device, identify it, and start playing a test song on the loop. Now that song on the loop is going to be looping until the Bluetooth dies, and then it will stop playing. In the meantime, I want to take Bluetooth information about the battery of the connected device, so in this case headphones, and write the data, so I could have a nice chart showing me a battery usage and the duration in which that happened. Now I don't want just this to be displayed on my phone. I would like to export that data to my NodeRED server and use the NodeRED to plot a nice chart. So there's a couple of things that we're gonna try to do. We're gonna open up Tasker, we're gonna monitor the battery of the Bluetooth connected device, we're gonna connect the time, or calculate the time span of the connection, and we're gonna be obviously sending that data to the server. And that behavior is quite common for a lot of things. You might be, I don't know, capturing a different data, number of steps. For example, you want to get a number of steps from your phone and make a leaderboard against your friends. It's exactly the same system. So I think as a kind of like, oh, let's play with this, that's kind of interesting. So we're gonna do this. But first, I can't believe it. Ooh, I've raised my desk. I'm gonna lower my desk now. Cool. But first, I need to grab the headphones. They're really nice headphones. I should be using them for talking to you guys. I can't believe I'm trying to remember where I actually put them down. I was playing with them. I think they're on the shelf. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to make sure that I've got them with me. I'm not going to... Oh, the camera's going to follow me. Damn it. It's not here. I think it's downstairs. I went running today, so I've been using them for running. And yeah, I'm just having a quick look for the headphones, which I don't know where they are. And that's quite embarrassing. And I can't see anything because it's dark and my lights didn't work. Again, it's fine. Okay, if that doesn't work, I have a spare headset. That's fine. We're gonna use these ones. Oh, found them. Found them. Found them. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Don't escape the live stream. I know I'm not quite the professional you want me to be. But I swear I'm coming back now. See, I'm back. Hello. Thank you so much for waiting. Hello, Sergio. Very nice to see you too. I hope. Camera. Look at me. Look at camera. Look at. The camera is having a hissy fit. Come on. I'm here. Okay. Right. So this is the headset in question, and it's nice. It's not a conductive. It doesn't obstruct your hearing, and it actually has quite an impressive noise cancellation. I've been, well, audio voice noise cancellation rather than ear cancellation, because you can't cancel with them. But I've been testing them, and they're pretty good. So we'll be talking about it. So now what I came prepared with, I think, I hope. Hello, phone, just turn on. If everything went okay, you should see everything. You should see my phone. You should see my Tasker, this is a test phone. I'm using Pixel 3. My broken Pixel 3 has a missing pieces at the, see, there's a missing piece in here. There's a missing pixel. I'm not going to touch it because it has the ability to turn itself off. Let's go to Tasker. So, welcome to a Tasker tutorial. Let's start playing. Funny moments, there's going to be plenty of them because it's a live stream. Everything's going to go bad. I'll try to look engaged while I'm playing with the phone. Sometimes I'll shut up because we're going to start with obviously adding a new project name, and I'm going to call it Bluetooth test because I'm very creative. Now, there's a couple of things that we want to do. First, we probably want to pair my headset. So let's do that. I'm going to just put it on. I'm going to go to headset settings, Bluetooth, and pair new device. Pairing. Okay, this is the device. Yep, pair it. Okay. So now I have my Bluetooth device connected. I'll be able to search for it. So there's first we have to decide how we want to interact with this, right? There's a couple of ways we can interact. What we want to start, do we want to start by pairing this and trigger the profile, or do you want to have like an icon, like let's start a Bluetooth test, and it will grab the Bluetooth device connected. So me personally, let's go to the task and create the first task, which I'm gonna call startup. And I have a nice naming convention, which usually starts with the first names of the project file, so BT, Bluetooth tests, and then startup. Okay. Now, if we're gonna assign the application, we'll be able to use this for shortcut. No application icon. I want just a normal icon. Material. Okay, and we can do like. That looks like a test. Okay. So what we want to do when I press on this icon and start this task, I probably want to look what I've got connected to my device. And Bluetooth, so let's look for Bluetooth. Bluetooth info, Bluetooth voice ID, Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth. Let's go with that. So which one has it? Now, this is the interesting bit because I am really rusty with it. Let's see, Bluetooth. Allow. Okay, set. Okay, so that toggles our Bluetooth. We probably don't need it. We have Bluetooth connection. We have a Bluetooth address, Bluetooth battery level. That's what we're gonna need. So we have it here. We're gonna have true, false Bluetooth connected. We're gonna have Bluetooth name. So there is a couple of things, and we have an action, connect, core, and pair. Okay, cool. And we can look for the device. Now, the way we want to specify, we probably want to list. list the devices that we have connected or in the list that are already paired. How we would like to do this. Because I can just click on here and then that's it, and I'll just use the name, or you can use. So I think we could query the devices that we already, I'm gonna leave it for now like this, but we're gonna use probably variable in here. So the variable I would use would be a local device name. Oh, I need to change that preferences, because that's gonna show me your number. Oh, don't need this, don't need this. Yes, this, and I think that fixes it for me. Yeah, that's the layout I want. So device name. Okay, so we're gonna be creating a pop-up with all the devices that we have connected, right? So let's have a go again and type in Bluetooth. I'll be checking on the comments from time to time. Shout if you have questions. Bluetooth. So in here, we want to see, was it Bluetooth info? Will give me, that's also give me, is that current connection? Through the Bluetooth connected to where do we can get the Bluetooth signal, Bluetooth type, single device, paired devices. That's what we want. We have paired devices from here, and we can get our array of of Bluetooth name, class name, Bluetooth name. So we can get BT underscore name is our variable. Okay, so we're gonna move this up. We're gonna add maybe a nice label saying see what's paired. Right, and now we know what that is. So after we run this, we're gonna have a list of devices which are being stored in .bt underscore name, and we want to display a dialog. So we go dialog, input dialog, list dialog. List dialog sounds like a output variables. Single item, yes, okay. Select paired Bluetooth device. Okay, items in here, it's gonna be our Bluetooth underscore names, but this is an array, right? So now somewhere here, Bluetooth name, I think that was this one. Okay, long click buttons, button 1, long click task. We could probably do with, I'll see how that looks like, single mode item, multiple choices. No, we're gonna go with single item, optional variable prefix for it's not needed. Okay, let's see how's that looking. I'm just gonna disable this, and when I click on that, no bonded device as much as selected device. Interesting. I've disabled the wrong thing. Bluetooth info, Bluetooth connection, come on, that should be here, and that should be disabled. And that way we have a position in here right now, what we have. If we have more devices connected, probably should I like pair new device? I have another headset in here, Gravastar. Let's pair it as well. What was the pairing? I think I needed to do like this. Hold it for a bit, then open it, and it should be in a pairing mode. Get them out. Pair new device. Gravastar Series Pro. Okay, they're connected. I think they connected to my other phone. Let's disable Bluetooth on that. Try to pair it again. So now, if I go to my tasker again and run this, I should have 2 positions there. There you have. I got 2 positions, and they with a default name. I'm gonna keep the default names, because if I'm gonna rename them in Bluetooth, I'll be able to then, you know, capture that name anyway. I could go with a MAC address, but honestly, that should be just enough because I rarely do it otherwise. I've done something with my live stream. It's weird. Okay, that should be fine. Right. Okay. You can see everything, right? So now that this is happening and we selected the paired device, we need to get the device connection, the device status. So we'll get another prompt. We'll say dialog, or maybe toast. Can we add toast? Alert, flash, and we'll say device paired, and then we're gonna grab a variable, and that's gonna be a new variable. So I'm gonna just type current device, and let's go long. That should work. And now we can, when we select this, so we got long click task. I'll have to write a task that we're going to be executing from this. Do I have, I think I have like selected item, ID selected index, ID selected. So I can use one of these through with a long click. So I just use ID selected. LD, not ID, sorry, that's LD. So I'm gonna use that to display. I think that should work. So if I'm gonna go with this for now for testing, I'll do where is my selected. That should display the toast when I click on it. So if I'm gonna click on this, yeah, okay, that worked. But obviously I have a double percentage symbol in there. So now if I select this one, it just displays whichever I selected. It doesn't confirm that it's paired yet. Okay, so now this works. We can use ID selected in here. So out to monitor for it. So we want action, pair, unpair, connect, disconnect. We don't want to do an action in here. We just want to get information. So we're gonna get Bluetooth info action again, single device. Now it's the one from the list, which is ID selected or LD selected. And we're gonna be grabbing all those variables. And now we can do like this and type battery level. And if I wanted to grab the battery, I would just get a Bluetooth connection battery level. And that should be probably working, right? So let's see if this works. That needs to be incorrect position. Yeah, that should be all right. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm connected to this one. Battery level 90. There you have it. So we have now a way to confirm that we selected correct device, and we can just operate on this. So that allows us to select different devices. So let's see what happens if I'm gonna connect to these ones which are currently not paired, right? So if you're gonna go to Bluetooth, oh, actually, look, I can connect to both of them. So OLEP has a 80% battery. Let's see if this works. I'm going to select OLEP and should say 80%. I probably need to use the tasker layout icon side, because I think that will give me a little bit bigger field. because the name is quite big. Yeah, so it's 80%, as you can see. That's nice. Okay, so this is working. I can have multiple devices connected. It's great. So that's first thing. Now to the actual test, we're probably gonna create a new task. And we're gonna name it BT test. And in here, instead of going through connection, we're going to be using global variables to pass the information. So I'm going to go back to that task and assign the variables accordingly in a second. But let's write a skeleton of our test. So what I want to do, I want to run this task every minute. Every minute, once the song is being played, I want simply to read the information from the connection, get the battery, and save that in a variable. That is the task, okay? So the way I would do it, first I would do a hold on a second. We have to think about the approach where we're going to loop it, because we can have subtasks that's going to be grabbing the information. We can have a one everything in one. Because we're going to have a media files that need to be relaunched again and again and again. So we need to decide where we're going to loop it. I think the best way to do it is to handle the media separately. And this task is going to be just, if the test is in progress, every minute do this. That's what I'm going to do. So every minute what do I want to do? I want to grab my device, Bluetooth. So I'm gonna take Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth info, sorry. Excuse me. And I want to take my single device, which is, I'm gonna create new variable, Bluetooth. That's called Bluetooth because it's Bluetooth test. I'm creating this variable, it doesn't exist yet. I'm going to say like, device tested. That's where I'm going to store it. And that's it. We're going to get current information. Now, what we're going to set, we're going to get variables. We're going to set a couple of variables, right? So we want to create an array to which we're going to be just pushing variables. So the array creation is going to be done by different tasks. So this task will assume that the array is created already. So we're going to do array push. And we're going to be pushing to position 1. And we're going to be pushing Bluetooth battery level. And we're going to be naming this Bluetooth battery log. Okay, log. Now, I am not going to note the times of it yet. I'm going to note the times in the different things. But what I'm going to do, because this task is going to be running every minute while my test is in progress, I know that the string of numbers like 90, 89, 87, and so on and so on and so on will be logged in a minute's intervals. That is good enough for me then later to display a chart because I know the default interval. I can handle this. If you could choose to grab a timestamp as well for every single percentage, but that would apply if you have, that would be more useful if you have different intervals. But for this purpose, I don't think I need it to do this. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to, every minute, I'm going to connect to my device, see the Bluetooth information, and log this by pushing it to the array. The array doesn't exist yet. Okay. Now, if the battery runs out, then obviously I'm gonna have no information in this array. So we could add if condition in here, if Bluetooth battery level, let's copy this, is set. Okay, if it's not set, I don't want to log it, and it's probably just going to exit it out. That way, we're only going to log it when there's information. Okay, so that's running every minute. So to do it, we're going to go back to profiles, create a profile, which is based on time, and lower than 2 minutes, please use tick event in your profile. Okay, so let's use the tick. Come back. Did I? What did it say? You need time event to be lower than 2 minutes, event in your profile. Oh, it's event, okay. That's why I need it. Event, and we have tick in here. Okay, cool. Interval in milliseconds. So that's a 1 second. And we need 60 thousandths of this seconds. So that's a minute. There you have it. And every minute we want to run our Bluetooth test. And we're going to rename it log BT log battery. Okay. Now I think it's time to fix the fact that we have some new variables and they're not assigned. So on the startup, what we can do once we run the startup in here, we selected battery, we can go and assign some variables, right? First of all, we can create an array because we're going to be creating this on the start. So let's say array set, and we create a new array which was named, if you remember correctly, BT, and that's why you know the values. Now we don't have a values, we don't have a splitter because that's going to be splitter. I just want a comma. Okay, values, no values. Okay, values. Oh, it requires some values. Do you really require values? Really? We could get an initial battery level then. So in here we can just look at the Bluetooth info, connect the device, and there was a battery name, strength, type, long. Where was that? Did I miss it? Battery level, this one. Okay, so this way we're gonna create a, if I'm gonna run this, I select this one, it should log as 80 in my array, right? So if I'm gonna go now to variables, you'll see I have my battery log 1, which is a subvariable to this, and it states it's 80. That is my array. Okay. Now, if we're gonna run this again, right, it's gonna go as a problem because that already exists. So we also have to make sure that at the beginning of the task, we're gonna clear this array. Array pop process array clear. I'm gonna select this array. We're gonna get BT device log, and we're gonna clear this. And we're gonna move this to the beginning. So when we're hitting this, we're clearing the array, we're checking the devices, and this way if I run it again and select second one, we're gonna display 90. If I go to my variables, it's just gonna say 90. If I didn't do this, I would have a problem because it would have 80 and 90. So that's why we're doing it. Another thing that we need to do is select the device tested. So let's go and fix that. In the startup, in here, we already have ID selected. So we can use this to assign the variable, set variable set, yeah, and we're setting our variable. This is why I'm using those names, because it's quite easier. Var tested, and I'm setting it to my ID LD selected, right? And I can move it somewhere here. Also, at this point, I can do exactly the same with doing array clear. However, because this runs every time, I think it's going to reselect itself. So let's run this again. Select Cyrus Pro, get the details, variables here. We have correct selected. Let's go back to the task, run the task again, we select a different one, it does the thing, and we have a second name assigned in here. So now when we're running our other task, now the variables are being populated correctly and we won't have any problems. So in here, that's going to be all working correct because we have this variable in here and we're going to be logging this every minute as according to this. Now, because we don't want this to run every minute, what we have to do, I have to add a state, not location. I wanted to do state. Go back, delete. I want to add a state variable, which gonna get, we're gonna create test in progress, test bt test in progress. And that variable, it's going to be, I can use 1 or 0, true or false. I'm just going to have it use true because it's going to be easy. And now this only going to kick off when there is this variable and it sets to true. All right, easy enough, right? So we need to make sure that when we start our test, we're going to set this variable. That variable obviously doesn't exist yet. It's not been set before. We're going to be, by default, let's go to the task. Let's go to our startup. And let's create a variable set in here. And we're just going to grab this variable, test in progress, and we're going to set to false because we don't want this to be running yet. We only want this to run when we start our task. So if I run this, selects the device, doesn't run the test, it just grabs initial information, and it's there being happy. Interestingly enough, we have 2 entries in here. Something didn't work out really nicely. We shouldn't have it. We should have this being cleared. So let's investigate why this didn't happen. Let's go to the startup and the BT battery log. Do I have to do this? No. So let's try this again. I'm selecting this. Okay, maybe I did something wrong, but that works. Okay, excuse me. So we're pretty much getting on board with everything. We've got a way of grabbing our battery levels. We have now we need to probably create the tests routine. Now this one just grabs it. Probably I should rename this because it's not the best task a name. So because it's not actual test. So let's say battery logging. Yeah, and that should update in here. Nice. And then we're gonna actually get the Bluetooth test task. Cool. And this is let's go. We'll test started. We can add the time and stuff like that, but that's in a second. So a couple of things going to happen. We want to get a time and a date of the test, right? So we're just going to get a variable and we will say variable set, and we're going to name it Bluetooth test start. Two. And now we want to set it to variable existing variable, which is time, sorry, and we want time in seconds. That's the accuracy that we need, right? I'm not using like human readable times because I'm going to be performing operations on it, and I want to have a durations of how long it took for this to complete. So when this starts, obviously we'll grab our time. it will also remember that variable that we have to set, or we have to change the value of the variable test in progress to true, because we're starting a test. That will enable this profile in here, because we're going to have Bluetooth test in progress set to true. That will enable this profile, and it will start logging every minute. We'll be happy. Now, that's good. What is our next task? We're going to have to pick a media that's going to be playing. So we want to play a media. Music play, file. Let's go with some file for now. And we just leave it as this. Loop. Now, what's the loop means? Loop is selected, the play will restart when it reaches the end of the file. We want this. Now, the question is, do we want to rely on this, or do we want to basically do our own loop? I'll have a piece of music which is 30 minutes long, and I can play it and I can loop it. Now, I obviously don't want to loop this anymore when the Bluetooth dies, so I'll have to make a variable that checks probably when the Bluetooth is disconnected or when the headphone is disconnected, so it ends everything. So there's a couple of ways we want to do it. Because the loop is very long, it's 30 minutes, I probably will have to have an option to stop this task in the middle, because if the headphone dies in 15 minutes of the song, it will continue for the next 15 minutes. Nothing wrong is going to happen, but you know, it's not ideal, not ideal. So that is the reason for it. But we're going to leave it as it is. So we're going to be playing this music. While we're playing this, there is a second task that measures the battery level and logs it for us. So everything nice and well. Now I'm planning to run this phone connected to a charger, so I don't have to monitor for the phone battery. But this is something that you could also take a look. Battery on this phone is crap, so it wouldn't last that long. So yeah, we have this. Now, how do we want to stop the test? What we could do, we could try to do something like that. When there is an event and we have net Bluetooth connection and we have name, address, conditions, we can specify our name, which is Bluetooth device tested. And if this gets disconnected, true or false, Bluetooth connected. Can I use this as a... I use the event, I want state, I think. I want state. It's okay. It's fine. Not now. Not now. Okay, fine. Really? Really? Permissions? What do you want? You don't want... Let's cancel this. I think we wanted a state. So if this net Bluetooth connected, what we can... Oh, actually, this might be more interesting. If we're gonna use that Bluetooth connected device, Bluetooth device tested, right? I'm gonna create a new task, and in this task is connection monitor, Bluetooth connection monitor. And in this one, we can create a variable set, name Bluetooth test in progress. Remember that. We're going to set it to true. And then, so if it's connected, it's true. Let's add exit task. So let's rename this. I like to do plus at the end. So that's entry. Now I can clone it. Add minus at the end, and that's my exit task. I'll check it to false. So that way I can control this from that task, add exit task. So basically, when I have this device connected, I can end the test by disconnecting it, or I can end the test by running out of power. So right now I have the device which is specifying here connected. You can see Gravastar Cyrus Pro is connected, which means that will work. I'm just going to disable it so it doesn't log, but that would basically start logging the device here, and it would start logging the battery levels. Okay. Which means there was a task that we run at the tests here. We no longer need this, because the connected device will set this. Oh no, actually, yeah, we no longer need this. We can get away with it without it. Okay, so the next stage of this, we created a couple of tasks in here. So right now we have a nice Bluetooth connected device. So let's name it BT connection monitor. Okay, connection monitoring, and that's going to be driving our test. Now, our startup goes through everything, and at some point we have to trigger a test. So we can display another dialog saying start the test, probably the best way to do it. Or we can then automatically opt out. I don't think we just should we, because I can just start the test by clicking this and it will start the test for me. Or I can have another dialog. So there is a couple of ways we can do this. Now, when the connection monitor is also exits, we want to log our time just in case we need it. So let's get a variable set, and let's get our, what was it, battery test start. We're gonna put it to end, and we're just gonna add times in here. Time in second. So remember, when we're starting our time, our test, we're logging the times, and when the Bluetooth gets disconnected, we finishing this. Okay. So there's going to be a couple of more tasks added to this particular task, a couple more actions. They're going to be calculating. So for example, I can already get my variable set and set Bluetooth test duration. And I can set it to, Bluetooth time end do maths minus, wrong one, Bluetooth time start. So that will give us a time in seconds in which I was running it at the end. So once the Bluetooth is disconnected, it will give us that variable, and it will be safe at the end. There you have it. What else do we want from here to add on the disconnection? Now, there's a couple of ways we can also approach the testing this. When the test is finished, we should start thinking how we're sending it. I can send the data via join to my NodeRED server. That should be working just fine. But when do we want to send this data live? Do we want to send this data when the test is complete? Do we want to send this data manually? So, you've got a dialog saying like, click in this notification. Your test lasted A, B, and C, and send the data. Now, there are a couple of reasons why would you pick different ways? If you're sending a live test and then you have ability to, you know, access it from the dashboard, which is nice and interesting. But that's, and the disadvantage of it is that you're going to be feeding the data constantly. It's not a big problem, but that's something you're doing. If you send the test without any manual intervention from your phone, then every test is going to be sent. So even if you messed up your test and you like press on the button or something and you mess up, that's going to be still sent to your NodeRED, in my instance, NodeRED server. And this is something you probably want to avoid, especially if you send that data and log it to the database and then you have to go to NodeRED and delete that. So I think having that data generated in Tasker and having a notification at the end saying like, here's the test results, your tests run for A, B, and C, click here to send it to NodeRED, it's a pretty good approach. Because it gives you a little bit of agency. You can, you know, access this test on the phone, confirm that everything went okay, that the numbers looks all right, press it, send it to NodeRED, and you'll have a complete instance of how long it took. I like this approach. I think I'm gonna go with this one. So in here, we could have, let's create another task. Bluetooth and test screen action. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to create notification. So Bluetooth test completed. Set a nice mobile phone, headphones. Headphones. Do we want permanent? No. Red. We want vibration, but no category. Probably have to select something. Okay. User notifications, intensity pattern. Well, we want an action. Label, send data to server. I'll just upload data. Upload. I'll go with material. Let's say, do we have a nice like arrow up or something? Oh, this works. And we're going to create a new action here in a second. It's going to be run task. Perform task. But that's to be decided in a second, so cancel this. I'm just gonna, and we're gonna add another one. Should we add the cancel? Cancel. Oh, discard, and we'll cancel this, right? Let's get like a, there you go. Okay, so in my text, test time equals to test duration. We're going to modify that. I have a function for this, so that's how we're going to know. We're going to add the name of it. Just some questions. Is it possible to use application to send SMS messages from a mobile device that has SMS credit from a network provider? I would like to use it for sending appointment reminder. Yes, of course you can. So here you go. I could send myself a text message. Compose SMS and send them SMS. And I could send myself a text message to another number saying, hey, your Bluetooth test has been completed. You can do this. Okay, so We want test time. We want to get our device name, device. What was now a device name? Device tested. And we can have a fancy time, like device disconnect, like device has been disconnected at, and we can have time in here from whatever variable. For example, I have end, but that's going to be in seconds, so I'll have to make recalculations, but I'm just going to add it for now, right? And here you go, this is my notification here. Oops, come back. And this is how it would look like. Obviously, those variables would be added, right? So we'll have to create now a way of sending the data to NodeRED. We're using join, so that's going to be another task in a second. But we have this, and we have to create a action to dismiss and clear. So let's create a dismiss and clear. Dismiss and clear, right? And we're gonna be notification, notify cancel, title. What was that name of the thing? Bluetooth test completed. Because you have to specify exactly completed. Okay, so that's what's going to cancel it. We also want to clear some variables. Variables clear. Variable clear. And we want to clear test duration. Well, actually, what we can do pattern matching. And if we're just gonna put a star in here, that's gonna clear everything that starts with BT associated with this. That's why I use the naming conventions in here. So all those things should be cleared. Oops, come back. And we have to link it to our task, which was end test action. Here we're gonna go and on this card we're gonna look for action perform task, and we want our task to be Bluetooth and task dismiss and clear. There you have it. Did that save? Yes. Okay, so now that I linked it, and if I'm gonna run it for you again, I will create a notification here, and then see this card is already active. When I click on it, it'll discard the notification, and also I should clear the variables in here. Device test has not been cleared. Did I not save it? Maybe I just need to back out. Let's try this again. Go here, test and action, create notification. See notification in here. We go, come back. Have something, discard it. It closes the notification, and hopefully. Do I need to specify regex patterns in? Let's have a look. Thought it was just. Do I have to do like this? Okay. Let's run just this task, and let's confirm that this worked. No. Why not? Is it all the way around? I'm pretty sure it was just with a star for tasker. That's why I wanted, just to start. Okay, so it works. Cool. Right. So we have the ability to dismiss this, close it, and now we'll have to, could you please provide details step-by-step tutorial on how to set application for sending messages? Honestly, I'm just gonna quickly show you, like create any task and just SMS. It's not that complicated. You go to SMS, compose SMS, type in your number, message, hello, and that's your message there. Recipient content. What? I want to my. And it's, yeah, should be enough. Please specify one of the recipients or content. Do I need to like, hello, it's not taking a variable. Why? See sentence, okay, cool. So I need to, for this one I need the contact first. So send message, send data, send message. That's what I need, okay. Hello. So you type your number, type your message, select the SIM card if you have one, and that's it, and you send it. It's literally, that's all. And then you set the trigger, so you would decide, let's say, I want to trigger it on a date. What did you say you want to trigger it? When? Includes it to sending appointment reminders and birthday wishes. So with Google Sheets, I would rather advise you, I mean, like, to be fair, I'm not 100% sure why you're using Google Sheets, because obviously you get notifications from Google Calendar anyway. So if you already use the Google ecosystem, you're doing it the wrong way, unless you want to have like happy birthday to the person automatically. Then what I would do is go to your application was it application calendar? No, there's a calendar trigger. There is a calendar, yes, I just want to cancel it, just go cancel. Event? There is a, yeah, I would go with event, or calendar, yeah, event calendar change, or you can use events from the calendar, and then you can send, so this is added updated, so obviously this is not this one, we probably want state for this. Let's have a look, that was probably states, so date, state, calendar entry, and in here you see you can search for what kind of calendar entry you want. So you can pick your calendar, set how, like, this is my birthday calendars, and you will be looking for birthdays or something like that, right? Once you have your filter to be birthdays, each time you have calendar reminder event says birthdays, it'll say like, hey, it's birthday, and it will trigger this. And then in here in your tasks, you will get an access to set variable. You'll get an access to your calendar information that you can populate. See, you have calendar event title, so you will be able to get from IDET calendar event title description, you'll be able to get the name, and you can then pair the name in your cancel. You can pair your name then here in a variable, right? You can say like dedicated person from that entry to use that entry from a contact, and you can send automated name. You can even get a message, hello, name, variable name, happy birthday to you. That's all it is. That's like literally just this. Just link calendar entry with send text message. Just preface it in saying like, oh, the name is this and this. And you'll have it automated. And then all you have to do is just really keep your contact details up to date, because because like I said, like if you use Google already, just making your life slightly more difficult, just go to contacts, and for each contact fill in the birthday, and you'll get that display on your calendar automatically, and that's the best way of doing it. Anyway, we digress, because we had stuff in here to finish. How long is the live chat? I'm kind of planning to finish around 11, because I need to go to sleep. So we're nearly there. We're going to be playing the file, right, with the Bluetooth test. The test will start. The start times will this. So that needs to be triggered by selected. So let's go to my startup task and add perform the task. And we're going to select test, Bluetooth test. So that's the task we want to start. So when we select everything, but we want to run this when or only if my ID selected was set. Because remember, we had that thing where if we don't select it, it will time out, we'll remove the notification or dialog, and we only want to start the test on input. So to test this, if I'm not going to do anything, it shouldn't run. It's not going to trigger this. I don't remember what was the... See, cancelled, it didn't run anything. So that's what we want. What's the timeout on it? 30 seconds. So let's reduce that to, let's say, 10 seconds. Okay. Let's try again. So now if it's timed out automatically, even if it continues after error, I don't remember, I don't think I have it set, it will bounce back and no. Okay, it will stop in here, which is what I want. I don't want this to run. That's fine, I don't have to override it. So that will start my test, and I'll start playing the file, and by doing that, it will also enable this, which will start collecting it. Now, one of the things is device tested, progressing through. I might need to reconsider this to have two variables, because right now I've noticed that it's set already the variables in here we shouldn't. So I want to modify that slightly. So instead of test in progress, I would clone this, and I'd say device connected, BT device connected to true, and test in progress I'll just remove from there. Now the reason I want to remove it from there, because if it connects to it, I don't want to start the test yet, because I can connect to it and they will start the test automatically. I want that to start on my Bluetooth test. So I want it to be here. I should have just copied it, but okay, we're gonna quickly just do it again. Device, start in progress, and we're gonna say true. But on this connection, I'm okay to being there because it will end it. Now, we should Bluetooth test completed, blah, 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 and that runs. We should add to clearance, dismiss clearance test to media stop playback. Media control, command stop. And now, when we're gonna be monitoring for state in here, so we're gonna go to state, variable, value, and if the device is connected, it's gonna be false. Oh, not this one. This one? No, this one. Test, device tested, and test in progress gonna be false. Then we want to run the cleanup task. Where is it? End test action. Oh, actually, do we want... Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it for now, but I think we'll have to just change slightly this to have device connected. It's for like this, and we're gonna copy this. Come on, copy, go here, paste, because I feel that we will use the device connected and the end of tests separately to trigger different things, and we might need to have both of them available. Oh, excuse me about this. Annoyingly, I'm still recovering from cold. I've been constantly cold. It's really annoying. I've got a text message. Let me just quickly answer it. Sorry about that. Okay, cool. I know I've done wrong, because enters action, Bluetooth is completed. We don't want, so test progress what we have on false. I can't spell it. I can stay there because it doesn't clear automatically. Okay, that's fine. Excuse me. I need to mute this. Apologies. I'm dying, apparently. I nearly cried as well. Ugh. I probably need to take a moment. Bear with me, sorry. Oh, apparently my voice collapsed completely. I've been talking for the last an hour and 10 minutes, and it's so scratchy right now that I'm having a proper hard time speaking. Oh. Right. Let's go back, and I'll try to finish it a bit. So on the test completion, we want to BT upload. That's a new task, and what we want join, join send push in configuration. Okay, yeah, well, yes. Don't want to check the steps now. It's fine. We want to select the device. I want to send it to test automation. And we want to send our data, right? And that's quite easy to do, because what we're going to do is just send text. We could send a file as well if you wanted to, but I think the text is going to be enough. So if we go not to title, we're going to go to the text. I'm going to go variables. We can enter our variable BT, what was it, tests I don't remember the name. Oh, that's a search. Can I just like BT test? Let's look at it as a BT test. So what was it called? Battery log. That's what is it called. So you want to send the battery log, and I want to send test duration and probably a day that was performed, or like current date, so we can all like kind of create this in a couple of different installments. And it will depend on how I'm going to intercept it in Tasker, because obviously in NodeRED we're going to be exporting this and capturing that data and splitting into different parts so they can extract the data. I can so I'll show you in here. Can you see this? Yes. So if I was doing this, I can do join message received. Right, it's my join local command filter. I could look for BT as my battery test. I could send my first set of data to be battery log. My second date was time start, and my third variable would be time end. Right, and then if that happens, I'll show you in a function node. I would have basically three variables. Will be var1. So the message would look like, let's say like 90, let's just fake it, 80, let's 70, those are battery values, right? So if I'm then sending it, my second value, set of value would be like a timestamp and then another timestamp. So that would be my message. Like obviously that would be much longer, this part. And that's how you do it. And the parts of the left of this would be basically like that. So this is how you assign different part of a string like this to separate values. So you'll have your log to be this part. You'll have your start to be this part. Oh, I'm really struggling to speak right now. I'm really trying to compose myself. It's really difficult. And your end would be this part. And then we can do all the charts and everything in here. And then we can send it to Postgres. Now, if you go like GitHub, if you go to my GitHub and go to my NodeRED projects, I already done that. I already done in a terminal benchmark. See all of this? That could be your battery curve and everything. It uses a InfluxDB and not Postgres, I think. And I wrote about this. In here, when I was creating a table, I could select different things. Can you see this, by the way? Yeah. And and I've made this to monitor the temperature of my Raspberry Pi temperature tests. So from the NodeRED standpoint, I'm just going to use exactly the same thing. I think I still have it somewhere here. Let's have a look. That is this. That is this basically. So if I'm gonna go to my dashboard, there you have it. That's what you can get. You can select your stuff. You can get your table in here, which is not filled in with details, but that is basically ambient temperature as well and everything. So in here, I'm gonna have a version of this that allows me to select tested headphones and generate the charts in here. So I'm going to copy and paste this, and instead of generating the data here, which is generated through this because it's run on Raspberry Pi, it's just going to be a node connecting that details together. That's all it is. And then it's every 3 seconds I'm collecting that details here, but instead of every 3 seconds in CPU, I can have a join message, like join receive message, and I can do it this way, and that would work exactly the same way. So I'm going to reuse that in exactly the same way. So this is already done. All I had to do is just go and create the split in my join message into the values I need, and then save them into a database, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Right, it's 11 o'clock. We have most of the task covered, the profile covered, so I am I'm going to retire right now. Hey Nick, you're right. Because I can't talk anymore. But I hope that insight into Tasker was quite good for you, and so you could see how I kind of design things in my head. But yeah, I've enjoyed that, and I'm probably gonna share this somewhere on. You'll see this. You'll definitely see this. So be on the watch out. I'm going to go retire now and rest this, and I'll finish it up probably sometime tomorrow, because not much left actually after this. So thanks so much for hanging around, guys. And yeah, I'll try to do some more Tasker live streams quite soon. I'm gonna finish this up because I'm really suffocating. Take care and have a lovely sleep. Bye.